Hello again, I'm William Stewart, co-founder of Telios. Welcome back to our verse-by-verse study on the book of Ephesians. Such a great book, written by the Apostle Paul, the apostle to the Gentiles, the apostle to whom was left by Christ to fill up the knowledge that was not given in the Gospels. So we would know through his epistles, primarily, but through Peter and John and several others, how to live the Christian life. So we're in chapter 4 right now, and Paul's giving great information about how to live the Christian life. And we're in verse 30 today, and he says, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of God, whereby you are sealed unto the day of redemption. Okay, very interesting. So the Holy Spirit here is the third member of the Godhead. And at our salvation, God used him to seal us to the day of our redemption. This was also spoken about in chapter 1, verses 13 and 14. The day of our redemption here is the day of our salvation. So the sealing means not so much what we might think in our culture, caulking or pasting, but actually back then had a legal bent. Otherwise, when a king wrote a law and it was written down for him and the scroll was brought to him, he then would pour some wax on the loose end of the scroll and onto the other side, being the rest of the scroll itself. The wax would dry and seal it, and then he'd place a signet ring, but of course before the wax was dry, into it, sealing the document. This seal provided a legal bind to whatever was in that document. So if a carrier came in and took it to a duke or a count, and the duke took it and went, I don't like this, and rips it up, he's breaking a legal seal, and he might be in some trouble. Might run around headless, who knows? So when it says the day of our redemption, sealed to the day of our redemption, it's a legal bind. It's part of a wonderful promise of salvation. Now, it's a bit of a secondary point here, but an important point and a good reminder. The main point, of course, is not to grieve, and the word here in the original Greek language, lupeo, just really means to grieve the Holy Spirit. Now, how would we do that? Well, if you search this term, it's not apparent. It's not said here in this verse or the verses around it, or if you search it, we know from 1 Thessalonians 5, another negative command, we're not to suppress the Holy Spirit as well. The specifics aren't given. So I imagine what God really hates here is sin, and what is being directed is that we do not grieve the Holy Spirit by sinning in his presence. And he's sealing. That's the point here. He's sealed us. He lives with us. He lives in us. And if we're going around sinning, he's having to tolerate this as he graciously seals us to redemption. How nasty is that?